Alright everyone, welcome to the first review of our Android security series. Finally had the time to sit down and get my Android system virtual machine up and running. So basically we're going to be testing, like I said, Android security programs on this version of Android, and I am using Android 4.4, otherwise known as KitKat, for those of you who are wondering. And before we actually get into our first security test, as you can see, we're going to be testing Lookout here. Let me go over, seeing this is our first video, a little bit on Android malware and how serious it actually is, and if you should be concerned or not. Well, judging by what I said, how serious it is, you probably would think you should be concerned. And yes, you should actually be concerned about it, considering that as of February last year, there were the Android malware market hit 10 million. Yes, over 10 million malicious apps were out there in the wild last year, February 2014. So yes, there is definitely a market for security on this. Some of the most common apps, maybe you've heard of them, back in 2012 were Wallpaper Dragon Ball and Finger Hockey. So I don't know if any of you ever had any of those on your phone, Android device, whatever it may be. They were malicious apps. What does the malware do, essentially? Probably you're asking yourself right now. Android malware, like I was going to say, is a little bit different than Windows malware. Android malware more is targeted to stealing confidential information, not necessarily damaging your device. Because Android's a little bit different than Windows, it's harder for them to actually damage your Android operating system versus Windows, which is a lot easier. Typically what Android malware will do is they'll try to send text messages. That's one of the most common things that they try to do, is send text messages at premium rates. They'll try to subscribe the infected phones to premium services, things like that. Android malware actually does have the capabilities of recording phone conversations and sending them to the attackers, or sending them off basically to wherever the attack originated, I should say. It also can download more malware onto your device. So that's something to also be quite concerned about. So, I mean, how do you remove this stuff? Well, these security apps are really good at it, but it's also very simple. You don't even really need a security app for your device to remove this malware. You essentially can just go to your apps list and remove it like you would any other app. Because like I was stating earlier, Android malware doesn't get nearly as tied into the operating system as Windows malware does. Now, if you were to manually remove it, it's still a good idea to scan your phone using a security app such as Lookout, Avast, whatever one you may prefer. And we're going to figure out here which ones are the best through these tests, obviously. It's still a good idea to scan your phone to ensure that none of the settings have been altered in such a way that would possibly compromise your security even more, or to remove any remnants possibly left behind, just junk that you don't even need on there. But I've not seen any malware that really does that on an Android device yet. But what do I know? I have never even tested this stuff out on my own. I've just basically seen other tests and other people do this with their devices. So, with that said, I think that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about to get us started on our Android adventures. So, let me go ahead and switch gears here. And now we're going to actually start getting a Lookout. Let's open up the app and take a look at the main interface here. Lookout essentially is one of the most, I think, well-known security apps for Android, next to Avast. I know a lot of people also like Avast, and I've seen a lot of people with Avast on their phones too, or Android devices. I'm just going to keep calling it phones because I feel like that's what most people have Android on. You can also get Android on tablets too, but whatever, getting off track. Alright, so essentially, what makes Lookout so different and so much better than everyone else? Well, according to Lookout, they use not only signatures and not only behavior detections, but they use something a little bit different. They call it multidimensional correlation and predictive intelligent technology. Yeah, what a name. To me, I don't know if it's as good as it sounds like it is, but essentially what it does is it looks it up in the cloud. Okay, most of this is all done in the cloud. And it looks at an app and says, okay, is this app good or is this app bad? So we're kind of like Komodo in a sense. And if the app is unknown or they don't really know about it, it's basically monitored. It's allowed to install on your device. but the app is kind of monitored in a sense, and it's compared to other apps out there. And it compares it against malicious apps too that it's detected in the past, and says, okay, is this app exhibiting symptoms or characteristics that some malicious apps kind of emulated in the past? And if it does, it kind of gets thrown off into a queue where it's further analyzed further, and after that, it is deemed whether it's safe or malicious. If it's deemed malicious, Lookout obviously would then remove it from your device, hopefully before any damage would occur. There's no real timeline on how long this whole process takes. I assume there'd be about 24 to 48 hours on average, typically, for that's most malware that is able to be detected and removed from your device. So it's a little bit on how Lookout works, according to their website. Alright, so let's take a look at the interface a little bit more and see what they got going on. Alright, so we got our settings option right here. Before we get into that, let's look through the main interface. We have a list right here which looks kind of like a log in a sense. It's just telling me what it's done so far. Malware definition list updated over the air. Okay, that's good. All these apps right here were scanned and reported as safe. Lookout successfully activated. Okay, good. And screen orientation download is safe. And I downloaded that app because otherwise my screen would be flopping all over the place, and I would have to basically use my mouse side. It would just be a whole mess, and I'd be very, very frustrated. And you guys probably would be too, because you'd have to sit there with your head tilted to understand what's going on. Anyways, security. Let's move on to the security tab here. And we can basically get a rundown of security. You can also scan now using the button right there. I feel like these buttons may be a little small, especially for a phone or a touch interface, but keep in mind this is a virtual machine. It not necessarily would be this way on your phone, so you'd have to download it and try the interface out yourself. Let's see, backup. We have a backup, but that looks like it's with the premium version, and let's take a look at Safe Browsing. That's for premium, and Privacy Advisor, that is also available through premium. Get more, obviously you can upgrade here. Let's see, it looks like they charge $29.99 a year for their premium version. Lookout Free Plus, I don't know if that's the same as the premium or not. Oh, Lookout Premium, okay, yeah, so it looks like that's how much they charge for their premium service. To me, for an Android app, I think that might be a little expensive, but that's pretty much right around the market, I would say, for a Windows security package. So if they're kind of going off that market share, well then I suppose it's right in the ballpark. What else do we want to take a look at? If we go to, now there's somewhere around here I found, here we go. Okay, so this is essentially going to give you a comparison on what you get with the free version and what you get with the premium version. Essentially you get, with the free version, you get obviously the malware protection, and I'm not going to go through this whole list because there's a lot of stuff and I can barely read it on my small little monitor here. Luckily you guys have a bigger screen. But essentially you can pause the video here and you can kind of go through the individual settings if you want, and basically look up more of that stuff. So, and if you guys want me to kind of go in depth more on these apps, I can definitely do so, but I feel that most people who are watching these videos probably are just interested in how well the app performs, not necessarily the technology behind it. So yeah, just let me know what you think and we'll kind of go from there too. So, continue free, go back, and let's take a look at the settings menu quick. See what we got for settings. Scan for malware, that's checked. So we just got some basic settings here. Nothing too elaborate. Pretty much every security app, it seems to be, has the same features as every security app. So, let's see what we're going to do first. Like I said, first test I've ever done on an Android device, so we're kind of going to just see how it goes. So we're going to start off and, well, we're going to keep going. Let me get my notepad file open here and try not to, oh, there we go, that's working. Okay. There we go. Alright, so we're going to try to do 10 malicious links. Now, keep in mind that I don't have the ability to get, I've been searching for Android malware sources, and it really is actually kind of hard to find. So anyone has any sources that are going to be good, just feel free to kind of throw them in the comments, message them to me. Well, I prefer you message them to me so they aren't clogging up the comments, but necessarily let me know if there's any good sources out there that you know of that I'm maybe not finding. But like I said, I don't have that much time to kind of devote to just searching around for malware. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the malware domain list. and we're going to see if we can get some Android malware to pop up on here. As you can see, we already have, just basically search for APK files. Those are Android package installers in a sense. That's their file extension. And I don't even know if I can copy this right here. Okay, there we go. I have to click and hold because it's an Android device. So let's copy. This could take a little bit longer. Hopefully it won't take too much longer. And if we go ahead and paste in there, and let's try and see if this works. Okay, so this one, okay, whatever. We'll try a different one. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. These might all be dead. I do, however, have a folder of malware, so we're going to try a couple of these. And if these don't work, we're just going to go right to the folder of malware and see how well that can perform. Okay, so I don't think that domain is going to work. Let's see if we can get anything else that's not from that domain. It looks like everything pretty much is. That is unfortunate. Yeah, okay, so sorry guys, this test really didn't go as well as I hoped, but we have a folder of malware here. Let's go ahead, excuse me. Let's go ahead and try to extract this here. I've never actually extracted anything from this installer here. Okay, checkspa. Okay, let's see which one will extract it here. I think this one might do it. Extraction options. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Nice before overwriting. Display extracted items. Okay, sure, do that. Password. I think I remember. I think that's what I did. Let's try that one. Okay, there we go. And we'll see if Lookout is going to be able to detect these apps as they're being extracted, or if we have to run them. Okay, so okay, it looks like Lookout is actually already detecting things, which is quite interesting. So let's go ahead and remove that. So it looks like Lookout has detected multiple threats, 12 total. Remove all, 3 total. Remove all. Okay, so looks like we have. And I wish I actually. Yeah, I think let me go back here and see what do we have. Because I almost want to extract this a little bit differently. Where's my file manager here? Actually, I think it's in downloads. Yeah, let's try this here. Mobile malware. I think this is the folder that actually open with. Cancel. Okay. So let me see if I can figure out how much malware we started out with here. So it looks like trying to figure out the number here. I know without having to count all these, but it's probably going to be faster for me just to count all of them instead of sitting here and well, actually, hold on. Let me try this. Okay, 28 basically. All right, there we go. 28 M selected. So we started out with 28. Let's go ahead and go back here to our File Explorer, and let's see how many items we have remaining here. Can we check all of these, please? That'd be really nice if I could check all of these. Alright, let's see. Select all is not an option, so we're just going to have to manually check all these. And we're going to see how many we have left. Okay, so we have 12 files remaining out of 28. So let me go ahead and do the math. And we'll go 28 minus 12 divided by 28, which could give us a detection rate of 57%. Now keep in mind, guys, this malware is actually quite old. This is back from December, actually. So, and this is early December. That's quite disappointing to see for someone like Lookout, which really kind of totes their security systems and it says that they're really, really good. So let's go ahead then, and we're going to try and run some of this malware here. Let's see if we can run this, because that's the. I wish it would uncheck this for me. Rename, delete, open, compute checks. All right, let's just try and open. Package install. There's a problem with the package. All right, let me go back to the other downloads folder here, and let me see. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I think it was in here. like I said, guys, I'm still trying to get through here with okay, it looks like this is actually what I'm looking for. Yeah, we'll use the RAR interface here. All right, let's try this one. Just once. There was a problem. Okay. Let's try this one right here. Blocked installation. Unknown security source. Okay, so let's go in the settings here, and then we have to unknown sources allow installation. All right, we have to check that to actually do this here. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, there's still a problem with that one. Let's try this one now and see if we can get this to install. Okay, modify and delete SD card, full network access. Okay, so we'll go ahead and install this. Allow Google to regularly check device activity for security problems. Okay, sure, whatever. And I guess that's another thing I should mention too, and how to stay secure and how to avoid Android malware is if an app decides to say, like a wallpaper app for instance, wants to access your contacts in your phone, that would be kind of a really a big red flag. And it's something like this too, right here, that says read phone status and identity and then send SMS messages. These two are huge red flags. When something asks to do those two specific tasks in your phone, you really want to think twice and make sure the app that you're downloading is going to be legit. Like something like this, yeah, I would definitely never install something like this. So let's go ahead, and it's requesting basically unlimited access to this phone here. So disable your screen lock. Yeah. So this can't be good. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and install it because we're testing this out. All right. So let's go ahead and close that. We're going to try this one then. Okay, that one didn't work, and I don't think this one's going to work either. Oh, this one's actually looks like it might work. Yeah, this one. I mean, this is ridiculous. How many record audio? Yeah. If anything wants to record audio on your phone too, that's not specified as an audio recorder. That's kind of thing you want to watch out for, and that's really going to help you out if you just read what it wants to do with your phone. Okay, so let's install this, and then after we're done with the test here, I actually will show you how easy it is to remove this malware even if Lookout does not actually detect it. Okay, so it looks like Lookout has nothing. There's no alerts from Lookout yet. It has not prompted me at all to remove any of this malware. It has not prompted me in any way saying that this is a suspicious install and that you should be careful. I really wish Lookout kind of would do something like that, or at least have an option to prompt me for that. I can't remember if this one was installed or not. I'm sitting here yakking too much. We'll just install it again if it wasn't installed. Alright, so that one is good. Let's install this one. And then we'll install the last one here. You know, I really want to kind of look at these permissions on this one here just for a second and see what it exactly. Okay. Yeah, sure. Actually, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Reroute outgoing calls. Yeah, if anything wants to reroute your outgoing calls, be careful. Unless you're installing like Burner, which is an app that I use to, like if I'm selling something on Craigslist, you can create a burner number with your existing phone and then give that out so that people can contact you via that instead of you giving out your actual number. So that's just something to watch out. But it's amazing all this app wants to do. Yeah, definitely. If I were to see something like this, in all the permissions that it, or all the access that it wants to my phone, find accounts on the device. Yeah, be very careful. That's an app that you'd never want to install. Alright, so looks like we have all our apps installed. Let's go ahead and actually let's check and see what we got for apps. So it looks like, yeah, all of these are pretty much installed on the device. Let me try and launch one here and see what happens. Okay, unfortunately that stopped. Let's try this one right here. Okay, so it looks like that one may have loaded, and it actually looks like it's trying to download some additional information on the device. Don't know what that's asking me to do, and I'd really like just to get out of here, but it's not going to let me. Okay, there we go. Let's try this one right here. So it looks like most of these are working. Looks like it's downloading something, and it looks like it just crashed. and that one has stopped working. Okay, so essentially, oh, hold on, what do we got here? Oh, it just created a shortcut. That may have been what it was alerting me to. All right, let's go ahead and do a scan, because Lookout now is saying everything is okay. Now it's saying removed as malware. Let's see what else. 9 download apps are safe. Interesting. It is listing these as safe. Keep in mind, this stuff on VirusTotal stated that it was all malicious, and I will. Let me see here. I don't think I have it on my system anymore. Let me see if I can. I know I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, I uploaded most of this stuff to VirusTotal, and it was coming back as malicious. And I also got this stuff from Malware Tips too. So Malware Tips EB, they're pretty good at making sure stuff is malicious. Yeah, so interesting how it just basically says these are safe. All apps scanned safe. All right, let's go ahead then, and we're gonna. I don't like how it's saying those are safe. That really is kind of bothering me. Let's do a scan and take a look at what essentially Lookout says. If it can somehow forward these off to the cloud, look them up, whatever it wants to do. So essentially, we're not going to be able to, this is going to be it basically with this scan. We're not going to be able to do any sort of scan that's going to find other things on the system because there's no need, if that made any sense. 102 apps scanned, and it says nothing was malicious. That's obviously not true. There are malicious apps on this device, as you can see. So, let me now go ahead and show you how you would normally remove these here. Let's go ahead and let's go to all apps. And let's try and remove this one right here. So if you normally go hold it, whatever you do on your device, uninstall. Do you want to uninstall this app? Okay. And uninstallation is finished. That's it, guys. That's seriously all you need to do to remove Android malware. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing difficult about it. You literally just go to uninstall and it'll remove it from your device. I've never seen this not work. The only time this would be difficult to do is if, let's say, you have a piece of ransomware on your device, such as the FBI warning. There's really starting to become prevalent with those. Keep in mind those are going to definitely be difficult if your screen is locked. You could definitely have to try to rely on any sort of malware protection. That's why you want to have this on your system. Now, those are definitely going to get blocked more than these because those are going to actually not necessarily damage your device. Like I said, it's really hard to damage an Android operating system, but they're going to make it so that you can't access your device. So that's why those will probably get blocked. And as we continue to test, we'll see. We'll probably encounter some stuff like that, hopefully, and we'll definitely be able to test that out. But as you can see here with these apps, no problem removing them. Even though these are malware, you can remove them easy, no problem whatsoever. So, bottom line here with Lookout Security. Well, you know, the amount of information they had on their website and the amount of stuff they were toting and saying that how secure they are and stuff like that, I'm actually kind of disappointed at how they let a lot of this malware through. And how this malware is actually capable of accessing things on my phone, very sensitive areas of my phone that could actually drive up premium rates on my bill and obviously hurt me financially. Or even my contacts, you know, can actually harm other people that are in my phone's contacts. So that's the thing, is you really have to convince people to get security on their phone. And next I'm actually going to test Avast security, and I think we're going to use the same malware too, because this is interesting to see how this malware didn't get removed, and we're going to kind of see if it's consistently not removing the same malware, or if it removes different malware and it leaves different samples behind. Then we know for sure it's definitely, this program is not detecting as much as we would like it to. So like I said, next time we are going to test Avast. But before I get into that, bottom line, Lookout, would I recommend it? Well, it's definitely better than nothing. We started out with 28 threats. It removed 30, or not 30, oh my gosh. We were left with 12. So it didn't do bad. It definitely did something. So, and especially being free, you can't hurt to download it. You just can't. But next time we're going to test Avast out. I have Avast on my phone. That's what I've always used. I kind of went back and forth between Komodo and Avast. So those are going to be the next two we test out. If you guys want to see any sort of security apps tested on an Android device, go ahead, throw it in the comments, message me, send me a message on Facebook, put it on the wall, whatever you want. Somehow get me the message, and I'll see, and we'll probably do a test on it, because I really kind of want to start getting more into the Android security tests and see how well these security programs work. And not many people test them on the internet, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how well this works. So I know it was a longer review, guys. Well, not as long as Windows reviews you typically take, but like I said, Android's a little bit more simple in the way of the file systems and how malware works on Android. So that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next video. It might be a techie versus user. I don't know. I think he's going to stop over tonight. We might do one, might not. We will see. But till next time, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. So.